Marrasv is the seventh full-length album from Finnish black metal band Blood Red Fog. We could call them a melodic black metal band in some regard, depending on the album. They started out as more of a depressive, traditional droning kind of atmospheric black metal band to start out, and that changed quickly over time. By 2018, they'd really hit their stride with Thanatotic Supremacy. That was kind of the high standard that the artist had set for himself. I believe they operate generally as a duo on records in most cases. Most of this is led by BRF, who is in a number of other impressive bands. What to expect from this record is kind of vaulting off of Fields of Sorrow, which was a record that incorporated far more adventurous celestial synths. It was often compared to Necropole and Cosmic Church at the time, and I think that made sense. I appreciated the album quite a bit when it released, but I never got to a full review. That's the reason why I want to take a closer look at this new record. And it turns out this album is pivotal in the sense that it is very different. It takes another deeper stab at different forms, at melodicism, at stronger production values, and generally incorporates synth in a new way. There's new staff here on this record, and it makes a difference. So to get a sense for that, I'll cut to a song here, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what makes this album special. So since Profundus had left this band before this album was recorded, the keyboards are very different, and at this point they're both atmospheric accoutrement as well as sometimes a little bit of leading interest in terms of generating certain sounds. I think it's fitting this album would be mixed by Trollhouse Audio. I think he knows exactly what to do with this type of music and band, and really the what they've accentuated most here is the guitar-driven nature of a lot of BRF's compositions, and I think that the more melodic and movement-based his work gets, the more that we find there's a little bit of depressive rock and dark metal and things like that feeding into the melodic stride of the record, and it's very distinctly different from anything that he's done before in my opinion, outside of the actual voice and some of the tics of the previous two albums, which you'll also find on this record. These are longer form pieces. They are just again distinctly melodic. The album is just a little bit overflowing with its ideas. So most impressive part of this record is, of course, the 23-minute closing piece. And I don't say that because it is better in terms of guitar compositions or more direct melodic black metal ideas, but the fact that we get this psychedelic rock, shoegazing, experimental noise, ambiance, all these things into one track that feed into a black metal song, essentially. For me, it's such an elaborate song to sit there and detangle in my mind. It was a big second half of the experience, and the three songs that preceded it were so strong. It always kind of struck me as an interruption until I found this end point really sells the album and makes it something special. It makes it something very memorable, and I feel like there was such a mastery to the tautness and the tightness of presentation and ideas on those first three songs. The last one, being more expansive and free-flowing, made for a different feeling and one that carries over through the full listen on repeat. I had a great time with this record. I thought it's exceptional black metal out of Finland. I think it's very much worth recommending. Check that out now. It released on early January, the 1st to the 5th. They weren't very official with it. Read my review for more of my thoughts, and then decide what you think.